Hello and Allahu Akbar to all the people of the world. Today is 28th of July. Time is 11 o'clock. I have a message for the people of Israel. I started with a prayer that I've written for them, out of my feeling. O Lord of creation and fashioner of life on earth, Thou hast endowed this chosen few to be the flag bearer of Thy divine mandate. Thou hast preserved them to be the harbinger of peace among the people of the earth. Thou inculcated them with the greeting word of peace. Thou resided them in the city of peace to promulgate the message of the peace. They have taken the pressure of their Christians and Muslim friends for centuries and survived by Thy divine decree. O Baha'ullah, enlighten them one and all to grasp the underlying significance of their existence. O Lord of the Peace, these are the host of Thy mission to spread love and unity among kindred and nations of the world. O Father of humanity, help this insignificant and destitute servant of Thine to be an effective reminder to them. I've been meaning to talk to the people of Israel. With the permission, I do not use the word Jews. I like to use the word Israelites. Israel, saved by God. I'm more comfortable with this word, Israelites. Oh, I have spoken to quite a few Israelis in Canada that I had the opportunity, because in Iran, when I came to left in Iran at age 22, I hardly knew any particular Jew except one doctor, Dr. Maher, I believe. I don't know what happened to him. He hired me to do some work for him, and he was promising to take me to the United States, but revolution occurred, and of course none of those could happen. But here, now and then I find it's people of Israel, and I speak to them, especially youth, and they feel very convinced in my argument. I had a couple years ago was in Los Angeles talking to Mr. Cohen, an Iranian origin, follower of Moses. It was a wonderful time we had with him, but he had questions, you know. He says my argument, it's wonderful, but it's questionable how to practically we could do this, you see. So tonight, he actually, Mr. Cohen gave me a site, an official site of the Israelis called Hamdami. I probably will contact them. Anyways, to talk to the people of Israel, this is what I say. This is what I've said to many people when it comes to the minorities. I've said that democracy and freedom is measured by the scales of the treatment of the minorities. How does a minority do in a country, in a system, in a social structure? If they have the same equal right and opportunity as the rest of the people that are ruling the country, then there is freedom and justice in that society, such as Canada, United States, England, many countries. But if the majority of the people do not recognize the minority, now whether they're Israelis or they're Baha'is or they're anything, so they call them defeated, therefore they have to put up with whatever the majority says. There is no democracy in that country, there's no freedom. It's just a dictatorship of the majority. It's no freedom. Well, I think of the Israelis, Israelites, right from the time of Nebuchadnezzar, the Babylonian, then, the time of Egyptians, Romans. It shows, if I measure it that way, by the treatment of the minority, I see it's been a pretty bad world. Very, very bad world we have had. Then Muslims, they weren't not much better. Even the communist parties in Russia kicked them out. They came down so-called in the free world. They came down in Germany. You know what happened. People, they think always Hitler is the guy. Hitler just was the executive of whatever people wanted. All the people, just 50 years ago, they hated Israelis, the follower of Moses. I heard even their ship in Canada was returned, turned them back. Nobody wanted them. Then in Germany the thing happened. So many people were burned to death. I don't think this has happened to any nations in the world as bad as it has happened to the people of Israel. Okay. A hatred towards a small nation, not because of that nation did anything to them. It's just a hate within themselves. That just manifested. Some places right now in Europe, they brought some Muslims, let's say, in some countries, and they hate them. Somebody was saying that, well, the hatred towards the Muslim. I said, no, this hatred is among themselves. Maybe the Irish, they hate English, and English, they hate Irish. But because there's now Muslims and Indians among themselves, they are manifesting it right over them. They try to hit each other. The poor Muslims in between. That was the case with the Israelites. Gosh, maybe in 3.5 centuries. What am I talking? 35 centuries. Mankind has bothered these people in many, many ways they could. It is very amazing culture, this minority. I think of mankind to be like a mine, let's say a coal mine. Under the pressure and the pressure and the pressure, many die, many vanish under pressure, but some turn into diamonds. These Israelites are the diamonds of God, if you want to know. Why is that? It's because they remained so many transgressions, so many upheaval, so many botherations. I remember even as a kid in my country, I never seen in my life Israelis in Iran that time that I was there, but they were saying, oh, they drink the blood of people, poor people, and all kind of things, you know. Just this is what we do to minority. Why I say that? I've experienced that. When I became Baha'i in Iran, at age 18, immediately everyone was attacking me. They were saying things about me that what I am, it's just unbelievable stuff. Where is it coming from? How is this thing? It's just there. They're looking for a victim. This is what happened to the people of Israel. Why are they minority? It's because God has empowered them with a huge book, this Torah, and before that, their marvelous Hebrew mythology. All the mythologies, they died. They never evolved. Babylonian mythology, Egyptian mythology, Greek mythology, they all died out. But the Hebrew mythology evolved to become a religion. People such as Abraham came into it. It turned into religion. Moses, His Holiness, the Moses, the manifestation of God, came in this planet and formulated the greatest lawyer of all, how a society should be. So this book has been their culture, their records of identity, that any cultures comes to them, they will just get flabbergasted. They said, what are these people? How much they know? Because you have to imagine, 3,500 years ago, there was no book like Torah. That's a huge book, most amazing book ever probably written or was available in the world and preserved by the people of Israel. So people would come, they learn from it. There's total evidences that people like Socrates, they did meet the prophets of Israelites and they learned from them. It is in the Baha'i records, definitely. The philosophers, they learned from them. They did not turn to their religion, but it was a source, a raw material that created so-called philosophy. So, on one hand, it's a very strong core. Israelis, they keep to that. On the others, it makes them perpetual minority because they don't understand it anyways. But Israelites, they keep their book, being misunderstood all the time. But it's not nice to say. One of